there is a war. What's the war? The war is between us and the risk. We should go to the market before the risk reach the people.
It really wasn't until that moment that I really understood what our business was about, how important it was, and how safe my mom felt. And my dad said to me, I've been given such a great opportunity. I'm able to die with dignity. He said, and I will pass away knowing your mom is financially secure. And he said, there's nothing else left I can do. That moment where my career really cemented itself.
At the time something happened that I called person, and she told me that her friend, he passed away, and this guy, I met him 6 times and I couldn't serve him. And that time I told myself, anyone who said no to me, it's my mistake, not his mistake.
Everyone has the same challenges. The business is seen the same way in all of the countries. We have a brand and a reputation issue. There was a study done in the United States, and they had asked people that didn't have experience with our industry where they would rank us. They ranked financial services and life insurance advisors in the bottom 3. Was when they asked the people who had experience with our industry, we were in the top 3. Most trusted, most trustworthy. We only hear about the bad stories. We don't brag about, hey, we just saved this family from tragedy.
There is a big gap, but at the same time, there is a big opportunity. To raise the awareness, to raise the penetration rate, man, we're still in the region, 1.35% in the region. It's too low.
I personally am a believer that AI will help our business tremendously. I don't ever believe it will replace people. You know, dealing with people and their money and kind of their hopes and dreams will always sit in the hands of humans.
We need to inspire this new generation that this is a profession. Like they are inspired, I want to be a lawyer. Now like they are inspired, I want to be a TikToker.
The next generation that we're recruiting, what do we know about them, right? We know they all want to be entrepreneurs. They want to have purposeful work. And we know they want to make a lot of money. We are the only profession that provides independence. We know we impact lives. And we know we have unlimited income, right? And so if you want to work hard, you can have a great life.
Dear friends, welcome to another episode of Insurance Talks, the only podcast in Cyprus that is dedicated to the insurance industry. As you probably noticed, today our episode will be conducted in English. The reason is because I have the pleasure and honor to have with me 2 international leaders of the financial planning and insurance ecosystem. With the occasion of the beginning of the collaboration of the 2 organizations and their joint presence in Cyprus, we will explore GAMA Global and BLIS Global. We will discuss about their vision, about their mission, and all details about their partnership. We will discuss how these 2 powerful organizations are driving development of insurance professionals worldwide through education, networking, and leadership excellence, while I believe that both organizations are shaping the future of insurance industry. So allow me welcome Bonnie Godsman, CEO of GAMA Global.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome in Cyprus. Welcome
yes,
in
my
our
first time
show.
in Cyprus.
It's summer, still summer here.
It's snowing
As
where I
always.
live in the US right now, so I'm happy to be here.
You're lucky with the weather.
I know,
Bonnie,
it's been remarkable.
And our good friend Naji Haddad from
In-
BLIS Global.
In my second country. In my second country, Cyprus.
Cyprus, and for second time in Insurance Talks
Exactly.
here
Exactly.
in the studio. So, Bonnie, Naji, welcome again in our show. I think we have a lot to discuss and to speak about the role of your organizations and
Lovely.
how you vision to help the professionals of the insurance industry in these days that they have a lot of challenges
Exactly.
and a lot of factors that change daily in the world, including AI, including the worldwide situation, wars, and everything
Financially.
else.
Yeah. And we want to thank you, Panayotis, really, your vision about doing this Insurance Cyprus magazine, and you because you're playing a big role to really raise the awareness, putting the collecting the dot and connecting the dot, and we salute you about all the activity that you're doing. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, I think it's important. We were talking earlier about how you got started with this and kind of the why behind all of it. So thank you for doing what you're doing. I think everyone that contributes to the industry as a whole to elevate the profile and what we all do, because it's so important, is a huge contributor.
Thank you very much.
So thank you.
It's my pleasure also. I need to mention it about the long-term, so far, partnership with BLIS, and try to promote and to show what is happening in the events, Naji.
And you are our media partner.
Yes.
And you will be with us tomorrow.
Yes, we will cover all of this.
Okay.
And thank you for your good words. It's our vision to contribute to increase the knowledge of the people about the insurance, about the financial planning, and how the insurance industry can change their life. I'm sure that we will talk a lot in the
looking forward
in the next minutes. To begin, I would like to know me and the audience some information about you, about your career path to the current role that you have in GAMA Global.
So we were talking earlier, I have been in our insurance business for 25 years. So literally half of my life. I started my career out of university in politics. And I wanted to go to law school. And it was very intensive studying for the exams and everything. And working in politics is a lot of activity. So I needed to slow down a little bit. And a very good friend of mine said, hey, they're looking for someone to help out in communications and public relations with this company called GAMA. And I said, what is GAMA? And they said, oh, it's life insurance and financial services. And I thought, life insurance? Like, well, that sounds exciting, you know? And as I got more interested in the work that I was doing and started getting to know who was in the business and why people were in the business and the impact that the business had, I forgot about law school and really dove into my career in financial services. And then several years later, had the opportunity to kind of navigate myself through the company, and then became CEO of GAMA about 11 years ago, and really have leaned in on the importance of leadership, the role of leadership in the business. And I've just really, I said, no one stays in nonprofit association work as long as I have without having some sort of purpose and fulfillment. And my father passed away a few years ago. And so it really wasn't until that moment that I really understood what our business was about, how important it was, and how safe my mom felt and my sister and I felt, how smart my parents were, because they worked with a great financial professional to make sure that, you know, when the unforeseen kind of happened, that we were prepared.
Exactly.
Yeah. And my dad said to me, I've been given such a great opportunity. I'm able to die with dignity. I am able to raise two smart, beautiful young women who are very successful, help us go through university. He said, and I will pass away knowing your mom is financially secure. Mm-hmm. And he said, there's nothing else left I can do. And so it was kind of that moment where my career really cemented itself, that this was a really noble business in what we do. So the opportunity to help grow the leadership, base and the leadership benches of organizations and companies is a big passion for me.
So GAMA Global is about the leaders of the insurance industry, not the, let's say, the financial advisors of the first line.
That's right. So GAMA, GAMA, stands for General Agents and Managers Association, is originally what it started just over 100 years ago. Many managers would go to meetings with their agents, and they would agents would go into sessions and the managers would go have lunch, or they'd go have dinner, or they would find themselves sitting out in a lobby talking about, oh, how are you recruiting and how are you retaining and how are you rewarding? And finally, someone one day said, why don't we have a meeting? Why don't we have an organization? There are a lot of agent organizations and advisor organizations that do great work, but there really wasn't a leadership organization. So GAMA, G-A-M-A, was born. And then the popularity in the U.S. of the organization started learning about it through a lot of the agent associations, our good friends at MDRT, and they said, oh, we've got this leaders organization. And so then we started expanding 35 years ago into many other countries. And I've spent a lot of time traveling abroad. We have a great office in Athens in Greece, and we have a great partnership here in Cyprus. And so having the opportunity to look at the future, which we'll talk about in a little bit, expanding GAMA into Cyprus just makes sense at this point. And we're excited to do it. But we really do focus in on the leadership about it. How do you build an agency? How do you recruit? How do you retain? How do you build culture? Those kinds of things.
And I think leaders, I don't know if you use the same terms worldwide. In Cyprus, we have the unit managers and agency managers. Are very important, their role. Many times if you have a, let's say, bad leader, it might affect any new recruitment that may you do in the process. And we'll speak more about this the next minutes. I will come to you, Naji, to do also an introduction for those people in Cyprus that they don't know you. I think there are many that are familiar with Naji Haddad and the many things that you contributed to the insurance industry in Cyprus and in the region. But I would like to hear again your story until today.
Yeah. Anyway, let me add that Cyprus was until now so generous with me, especially the life insurance company that I've been next to them, I don't know, maybe for the last 5-6 years. To be honest, Panayotis, I joined the life insurance profession coming from the banking sector. And I thought I want to go to a place where I can make more money without being like an employee. So they told me, Naji, the best way is to go be a life insurance agent. And this is how I joined the business 25 years ago. Same time, 25 years ago. And sure, I was a great believer in the life insurance because me and my brother and my sister, we have a life insurance on our life. But at the same time, all my focus, it was about selling and making more money, making commission. Till one time something happened that I called person and she told me that her friend, he passed away, and this guy, I met him 6 times and I couldn't serve him. And that time I told myself, anyone who said no to me, it's my mistake, not his mistake. So I need to learn more about our profession. I need to study more about our profession. I need to develop myself. And I start really looking everywhere, reading books, attending seminar, going to any conferences, asking the veterans in our profession. And there I heard about the first, there is 3 associations that really inspired me and helped me big time to grow my business. First, MDRT as an advisor, as an agent. And second, GAMA. And to be honest, one time, after many meetings in MDRT, annual meetings, I was having lunch with a very successful agency manager. And he's still also a producer, coming all the way from Mexico. My good friend, Antonio Blando. And he always come to MDRT with all his agent, all his team, they are MDRT members. And I told him, Antonio, how you make it really to that all your team, they are top producer, they are MDRT qualifier. How you manage it? He told me, Naji, because in my training system, in my agency, I implement the GAMA training and the GAMA program, and I use all the materials of GAMA. So then I heard about the first time it's about GAMA. So it's all about bringing the training, the leadership coaching, the materials for any training, unit manager, agency manager, any kind, where to develop. So, and this is how I started growing my business. And I can say between MDRT Gamma and Life Happens and the vision that I have I could grow and sustain and grow my business. And I can say I have one of the biggest life insurance portfolio in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm. Very good. You are both professionals that you travel a lot.
A lot.
We enjoy.
We do.
And in many countries, how do you see the perception of people change about the perception about insurance change between those countries, and how the training of the industry professionals and their knowledge, their professionalism affects the public perception about insurance?
Yeah. So I am fortunate. GAMA operates now in 25 different countries. I have offices in 11 of them. So I really do have the privilege to sit in a seat where I get to see what's happening from Argentina to New York City to Cyprus. And I will tell you, everyone has the same challenges. And I will tell you, the business is seen the same way in all of the countries. And I will always say that the business and the work that we do is so important. However, we have a brand and a reputation issue. A lot of people view working in insurance or financial planning as, oh, they're trying to sell me something. They work on commission and all these kinds of things. And I often will say, if you're having medical issues, you go see a doctor. If you have legal issues, you go see a lawyer. There's no difference in what we do here, in commission or not. The perception of the industry is not the best. And what's sad is there was a study done in the United States, and they had asked people that didn't have experience with our industry where they would rank us. And in the US, they ranked financial services and life insurance advisors in the bottom 3 of the professions. And below us were used car salesmen and politicians.
What is the root of this people perception about the insurance industry? I have a good opinion about Cyprus, but in worldwide,
I think the fact that we don't have professional regulation does make a difference, right? So when you go to see a doctor, they're an MD, attorney, they're a JD. We're one of the only professions where we are a career that is servicing and dealing with someone's livelihood, their money, and I think the general public doesn't know. They just don't trust. But that study, what was interesting was when they asked the people who had experience with our industry, we were in the top 3. Most trusted, most trustworthy, most ethical. And so it really is a couple of things. One, I think it's the lack of knowledge and education. Second is the lack of access to, I think, our products and our services. And then third, I think it's the reputation of the profession needs to really elevate. And things you're doing, things Naji does, what GAMA tries to do, elevating that brand of the profession is important. We want people to grow up and say, I want to be a life insurance salesperson. I want to be in financial services. And they don't say that right now. And that's our fault, frankly.
And I
we
think
need to
it's directly affected by the level of the knowledge and professionalism, as I said before, of the professionals of the industry. So if you have insurance agents of top level, it's sure that the whole industry and the perception of the people about the industry will go up. This is what we experienced in Cyprus the last, let's say, 15 years. Before, even the car mechanic of this corner could be an insurance agent before INDT implementation in Europe. When INDT started and the regulation of the insurance industry went to another standard, we saw that the level of the insurance professionals go up, the perception of the people went up, and the number of people they were correctly insured increased as well.
Yeah.
So it's very important what both your organizations
Yeah.
with MDRT and other
Yes.
Organizations that in the personal growth and education industry is very important. Without education, I believe no one can stay long in the insurance industry, especially today with the changes we experience every day.
And I think that, and I'm sure it's the same in Cyprus, our industry does its work quietly, right? We only hear about the bad stories.
Yeah.
We don't brag about, hey, we just saved this family from tragedy, or hey, we're able to put these young people through university, or someone was able to buy their first home, or someone had cancer and we were able to help them financially plan for treatment. There's all these amazing stories about how we make people successful in their life, and we don't talk about it because we're a very humble group.
Exactly.
So when I say it's our fault, I mean sometimes we need to, brag about the good work that we're doing. And I'm happy to see some of the companies now are starting to publish from a life happens perspective of, this is all the good work we've done. This is all the death claim benefits that we've paid. These are all the the ways we've contributed to people's success. And I think COVID was a big opportunity for people to really understand financially how important being secure was going to be and is needed. So it was an opportunity, I think, for us to really have our industry shine.
Right about this. Many times I discuss with some executives here in Cyprus why you don't communicate the good cases that you...
To grow the communication.
You reimburse a house that was totally burned. And their answer, and I agree deeply inside me, that this is our job, this is our obligation. But I think even I agree with this statement, it's important to communicate it in order to bring more people
raise the
to
awareness.
The insurance and protect their lives. Last summer in Cyprus, we have big wildfires.
Yes.
And the majority of the houses were not insured. And we discussed with many professionals of the industry here in this show that it's sad to listen about people that they don't have house or they go through now difficulties. And we know that if they were insured,
it could have been prevented.
Would be a piece of case.
The story would be so different. The peace of mind would be, I mean, like I said, my dad got his diagnosis and the first thing he thought about was, thank goodness I don't have to worry about you and your sister supporting your mom. Thank goodness we don't have to worry about how we'll pay for my funeral. I mean, just that simple peace of mind that to not have to talk about that part of it.
Yeah, of course,
you
it's
focus
difficult
on the
to
grieving.
talk.
Of course.
For all of us, it's difficult to talk about death, especially. But it's in our lives, and and you said before, Bonnie, about that the doctor have same degree, and this is have another perception in people's minds. And I remember, Naji, in our last talk that you share your vision that sometimes we need to have something, a degree and MBA or something that will be a must for insurance advisors to have it. So, but of course, the level of the requirements of the profession today, because it's bigger, it's not a profession that anyone can do it anymore. But I agree that a certificate from a university will give the prestige that maybe the people needs to hear.
And even, let's say, through GAMA, for example, and other association, there is some certification, and GAMA can play a big role. I think, Panayotis, really, we need to raise the awareness of importance of financial planning in every society. And this is the role of a different profession. And the life insurance profession and companies, they should play a big role. They should lead the economies, because if we do our job in a proper way, we need to raise the standard of our agent. We need to raise the standard and professionalism of our brokers. We need to raise the standard and the leadership level of our leaders, manager, unit manager, as you were saying, agency manager, because they are leading people. So we cannot, let's say, imagine in an army, a country, they have an army, the leaders, they are not very well equipped, or they have the leadership skills to lead the army. So how they can win the war? We have a war. There is a war. What's the war? If something happened to the war, it's between us and the risk. We should go to the market before the risk reach the people. Before the deaths happen to them, before the disability happened to them, before the retirement happened to them. And now we have another risk, is the longevity. People, they are living more after retirement. We should protect all the society, the family, the businesses. And this is a war between us and the risk. And our job as a life insurance people is to be really very well equipped with the information, motivation, inspiration, knowledge, skills, best practices in order to win this war. And there is some association, they can play a big role. And I'm so happy, not because Bonnie Godsman, she's here in Cyprus. I'm so happy that now she's focusing and putting full attention to this area of the world and this region of the world, starting Europe and starting Cyprus, because I can see a big future from Cyprus to the region.
Bonnie, GAMA Global operates in 25 countries, you said. How many countries in Europe?
Well, so we primarily are in Latin America, North America, and Asia. And so even though we've had a chapter in Greece for many years, that's as far as we've gone with it. We really haven't focused on the European markets at all. And a couple of reasons. One is the instability of what we've kind of seen across the area, the region there. But also it's because the way a lot outside of, I would say, Cyprus and Greece, the way that they go about the business, the products they use, the kind of downline systems that they have in place don't really reflect or mirror the rest of the world. It's kind of a unique space. So now that we have some more time, energy, and effort, and we've expanded so greatly, Europe will be kind of the next frontier for us. And since we have such a close relationship in Greece, we've already known several of the companies here in Cyprus, and so Cyprus will be our next eye for 2026. And
the long-term plans about Europe?
Yeah, the long-term plans is to expand into Europe. I mean, really,
in many countries.
Many countries. Really, the way we've got ourselves in about 15 countries in Asia would be kind of the same growth plan that we're looking at for Europe.
And how is your model? How you have a membership that the managers can't become a member?
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about the way that you operate, the benefits about the managers that they are members of GAMA.
Yeah. So we our business model is basically we have two different ways we work. We will always be for the members, by the members. It's very important to us that the individual member, regardless of what company you work for, wants to be a member of GAMA. They want to be a better leader. So through that, they get training, development. We have a bunch of programs they have access to. And then we have an award system as well. You know, our business is really known for giving awards to agents and producers, and it's difficult sometimes. Leadership is a little bit of a different animal when we talk about criterias and how do you know if it's a good leader. Salespeople are easy. Did you hit a certain number? Did you insure a certain amount of people? Like, it's very easy. Leadership's a little trickier, and so we have an awards program that we're able to do that with. The second way is we work directly with the companies. and get invested in their training departments. And so a lot of times the GAMA programming will become part of training academies or part of training. And so a lot of the companies that we work with will have multiple programs of GAMA as just embedded part of their training programs. And we have the statistics behind the companies that have used training in that way, and the success that they've had, not just in their leadership, but also trickling over to the success of their agents and their advisors that they work with. Because it is really about building the whole agency, the ecosystem, right? It's not just about the leader or about the unit managers or the sales managers. It's all the way from, how are we doing good sales techniques? How are we connecting with clients? And then the other part that I think GAMA brings that's really important that differentiates us is being cutting edge and relevant to what's happening. We have great conversations about AI. We have a new generation of workforce that looks and feels way different than the three of us did when we started, for sure. And then you talk about the expectation of the clients. I mean, TikTok is becoming everyone's financial advice, channel, and whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But it seems that we are living in a time where it's really important that people are going to the right place, people are being developed the right way, that the business's narrative around its reputation and its brand is correct. And so it's part of our job. That's what Naji and I talk about all the time. Like, that's the carrier's job, the home office's job, the leaders. It's our responsibility to make sure that that the clients and the agents, are in an environment that's proper and that's doing the right thing all the time.
Exactly.
And from what I know about the industry, always I think Europe, Cyprus for sure, but in Europe as well, I think, follows what happens in the US. So it's very important to be part of an organization that then bases in the US. And so you can look ahead and see what is coming before it's the reality in Europe. Of course, due to the technology now, the things are more faster.
Sure.
It's not as before that a technology started in US and in Europe or in Cyprus particularly came after 5 years. But always I think US,
we learn a lot from each other too.
Yeah.
US, sure, we are out in the forefront of a lot of things, but my experience that I've had, I've learned so much from agency managers and the way they're doing business in Thailand, in the Philippines, in Argentina, and even just meeting with the companies while I've had my time here. Just the passion and the professionalism and the dedication that the folks have here is really impressive. So there are global leaders for sure, but I don't want to undervalue what being part of a global organization, and that's why we actually several years ago rebranded the company from GAMA International to GAMA Global. International means outside of me, whereas global is more an inclusive part of, right? And so we intentionally made that change. So I'm looking forward to see what Cyprus can offer the GAMA community and what we can offer Cyprus.
And now you are starting the collaboration with BLIS. Naji, do you want to tell us?
To be honest, the collaboration started many years ago with the GAMA Global when I started being, in 2018, I told myself after many years traveling to watch, to attend MDRT, I heard about GAMA, using the materials of GAMA, MDRT, and life happens. And I told myself, Naji, why all the time we need to travel to America or to Canada to watch such event? And in the region, they need a lot. And there is nothing happened here in the region. So I told myself, we should do something in the region. And I started this event as a Beirut Life Insurance Summit in Beirut in 2018. And to be honest, the first things they told me, Naji, you're crazy. To put insurance company under one roof? No way, man. And to bring the best experts from all around the world to come to the region, they will not come. But this craziness, if you go back to the history of really BLIS experience, for the last 7 years, more than 40 countries, they watch us. We bring to the region the best association in the world, and GAMA was one of them, and it helped us to help the managers, the insurance company in Lebanon, in Cyprus, in different parts of the world, and we start bringing the best practices. And I started as an ambassador of GAMA, and I start in BLIS, filling the gap for the agent, and I show them why they need to work on themselves to serve the market in a better way. After I start telling the insurance company, guys, you need to work closely with association and develop your team through, let's say, association with the GAMA, and know what's GAMA and what can help you to develop. And after I start telling the insurance company and the market, we need to do a model like Life Happens, is to, as you were saying, Panayotis, to educate the market, to show the market, to communicate with the market, to the consumer. And I start talking about Life Happens. And in BLIS Global now, we came up with the platform that we can cater everybody, and to use the best practices for the biggest association. And sure, one of them is the GAMA Global and what they can serve the region. Because in our region, Panayotis, and finish with this, there is a big gap, but at the same time, there is a big opportunity.
And what are the goals for the future about this collaboration?
To bring the best practices. That's it. To raise the awareness, to raise the penetration rate, man. We're still in the region, the penetration rate, 1.35% in the region. It's too low. We have a lot of work to do. And I can say from here, from the insurance Cyprus news, to all the insurance companies, all the brokers, all the big association, guys, we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. And through BLIS Global, through GAMA Global, through MDRT, whatever, but we have a lot to do. And we need, first of all, raise the awareness, and at the same time, raise the standard. And it will not come in one day, one event. We need a series of activities, and we need to bring the best practices.
Yeah, I think it's interesting what Naji has created on this vision. I like to equate it to, when we walk out and we see a beautiful car, Naji is thinking about the car, right, in the finished product, and very astutely said, well, we need a really solid engine. So like who's really good at building the engine? And so, okay, GAMA does leadership, it can do the engine. We need to make sure that the tires are trustworthy and that they're going to be durable and they're going to, we work with MDRT. Okay, but now there's legal involved and there's technology involved and there's accounting involved and finance. And so really I, equated to, he's got this vision to build this beautiful car, and what are the best components, the most trustworthy sources, the most credible sources? How are we building the best car that we can build? Because the average American, the average Cypriot, the average, person anywhere, European, they need a good car. They need a reliable car, right? And so it's not just about good leadership or good agents or advisors or having a good attorney, to help you through the tax systems. Like, it's really this comprehensive ecosystem that
exactly
and I'll tell you, I run around the globe and I can tell you no one else is doing what Naji's vision is, in BLIS is what they're trying to achieve here. So I really commend it. And sometimes when we have all these fragmented people doing different things, we can kind of dilute the power of the business and the power of the purpose. So it's nice that Naji's around to remind us this is bigger than all of us. It's bigger than one association.
Exactly.
It's bigger than one person doing
it's the collaboration between all of us.
Absolutely. And we're proud to be a partner in it, for sure.
And yes, 100%. And we are proud too. And we're saying, Panayotis, we're not here to compete each other. We can complete each other. Every profession who work in financial planning, because as much as we can help people to build their financial freedom, whether he's individual, as a family, as a businesses, whatever the point, As much as we can help them to build their financial freedom, we can have better society, and we can see people live more happier, more healthier, and more creative.
What was the one thing that made you to decide this transformation about BLIS? As I know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when you started this, you are focused on the life insurance industry, to the
Exactly.
life insurance advisors, managers, etc. The last 1 year, if I'm not wrong, you started planning this expand of the mission and the vision of BLIS. I want to tell us a little more about how this transformation was decided by you and your team. What was the key moments that made you decide that we need to bring more professionals and more occupations together in
Great question.
order to achieve, to increase
Right.
the life insurance
Exactly.
percentage people that are insured actually?
To be honest, Panayotsi, and thank you for the question. This is a great question. In the BLIS, we saw, and in many associations all around the world, we're still stuck in really penetration rate is too low in the region. And we're not talking about only insurance. We want people to be, sometimes we need the real estate, a good real estate agent. Sometimes we need a lawyer in a case. Sometimes we need a banker. Sometimes we need the audit. So in order to help people raise the awareness of importance of financial planning and business planning, we can complete each other. In some cases, maybe only we need the insurance advisors. In some cases, we need to cooperate together and to collaboration. As much as we can build the collaboration between this 10 profession, we can really help the market in a good way, because now everyone is working by as a solace by itself. So the lawyer is doing good job, but alone. The auditor is doing good job by alone. The bankers, the insurance, but all together we can give the full solution to the market, and we can build a strong economy. And at the same time, we need to focus on the SMEs and the small to medium enterprise, because this is where we need to bring the best practices, raise the awareness, bring the collaboration between all of them to make the impact bigger and bigger and bigger in every society. And let me take a small example. When, let's say, MDRT, and I'm talking about the life insurance, when MDRT came up and started their activity, when GAMA born and started the activity about leadership training and bringing the best practices for the management, and when Life Happens as NGO, and 3 of them, they are NGO, and when Life Happens come to start raising the awareness of importance of life insurance and financial planning in America and in Canada, they make a good impact. So what about if we show the market, the consumer, and the other profession that, guys, all together we can make the impact? And I will finish with this. The medical field, and I understand this. The engineering field, they understand this. Now, if you want to build a very nice house, your dream house, you bring the architect, he design it for you, but the architect, he will bring the civil, the electrical, the mechanical, the foreman. They need everything to build a nice house. The architect, he cannot build it by himself. The medical field is the same. The surgeon, he can go to the operation room. He cannot go alone. He needs sometimes the anesthesia with him, the heart doctor, the cardiologist, to help him in the operation.
Yeah.
In the financial planning, we need to cooperate, and it depends on the case.
Do you afraid that there is a risk to lose the focus from the professional of the insurance industry?
Not at all.
Or how you will prevent this?
I can say I want to show all the other profession. I'm sure And if who are listening to us, they know or not, but if they look in the pyramid of Maslow pyramid, when you're talking about finance and businesses, you see, and at the bottom is the security, is the insurance. So the insurance is the base, and we can build everything on a strong base. So the insurance, I want to show the other profession that, guys, you need us and we need you. But we are the base.
Yeah. So you need to make the other profession ambassadors of insurance.
And we need to tell also the insurance people that, guys, we're not here to compete with each other. We're not competitor. We can complete each other.
And let's go back a little bit about the challenges of the leaders. Bonnie, what are the main challenges today for the leaders worldwide?
Yeah, I think there's a couple, and as you said, they are worldwide. They're universal. We see it in every place I go to. So first thing is recruitment. It continues to be a challenge to get the right people to join the business for the right reasons and produce the right way. So we definitely have seen that. I think the way those new recruits, if your business model is to recruit, the next generation out of university or out of high school, they want to work differently than maybe the leader or the manager is used to working. And so I think big challenges there. We have an industry that's worked the same way for a long way. We have an industry that is often challenged to change and adapt. So I would say that is a big challenge we're seeing leadership wise. Second is AI. I think AI. I mean, hot topic. Nothing groundbreaking here. People are fearful of it. I personally am a believer that AI will help our business tremendously. I don't ever believe it will replace people, dealing with people and their money and kind of their hopes and dreams will always sit in the hands of humans. However, as I said earlier, if we don't control how AI works for our business, we can lose a narrative that it will become our business. And that is dangerous for us. So I think as the organizations that we all represent, the work you do here on the podcast, the home offices and the carriers and the companies, like we all have a responsibility to make sure that we shape AI in our business, that it doesn't necessarily shape us. And then I think there is a change in leadership. I was joking earlier, back in the day, you could build a great agency if you were charismatic and people liked you and they wanted to come work for you or they wanted to buy from you and your people and culture is important and all that. And if you had a system and a process in place, like great, even better. And then we had really successful agency leaders that built great agencies based on a system and a process. Maybe they weren't the most likable, maybe they weren't the nicest, or maybe they weren't the most charismatic, but they really had a system that worked. Moving into, I think, the next decade or so, as a leader, if you are not really taking time to develop your systems and your processes, as well as your soft skill set, as well as kind of transformational leadership mindsets that are expected, I don't think you will be in leadership very long. So I think it's the first time that we are entering a phase of leadership, particularly in our business, where it's going to be required that you have to have a data-driven basis and a personality-driven relationship base to really be holistically successful.
I want to go a little further and deeper on the two challenges that you mentioned. And let's start from recruitment. A big challenge from what I know in Cyprus, but please confirm if this is a global characteristic. We have a high number of turnover. So many new people, they came in the profession, and not many of them stay finally in the profession. I believe that this hurts the profession and the industry. So to have, let's say, hundreds of people come to try the insurance agent profession. Finally, for several reasons, they cannot make it. And many times they leave the profession with bad experience. What, first of all, confirm or not if this is a global...
Confirmed. Confirmed. I think we have a global retention rate. The LIMRA statistics, I think, are 16%. And
how can tackle this?
Yeah, so a couple of things. Going back to my comments about systems and processes, I think we, again, have just recruited whomever, whatever, however, into the business and kind of thrown them out there and said, sink or swim. In the U.S., we have a terrible saying, eat what you kill. This commission mindset, people are looking for a bit more security. They're looking for a system and a process that is in place that helps them be successful. I think we can do a much better job from a leadership perspective of what that can look and feel like for the groups coming in. I do think, and I probably won't be too popular for this, so I know we're being recorded, but I do think the commission environment that we've been in probably needs to be revisited, at least for the first couple of years, and figure out if there's a way to make the financial stability a bit more viable.
For the leaders or is it in general?
Well, in general for the agents that we're trying to recruit into the business, the people that we're trying to come in, I think the leadership needs to work in conjunction with the home offices to really think about, hey, is there something else we could do? There's a lot of experiments going on now with some of the companies about a small salary, and then once commission kind of levels out and overtakes it, maybe we go off that. So I'm very excited to see some of the beta systems that are out there in place now that will help maybe again some reinvention and maybe some transformation of way we've historically done things. But I confirmed it's an issue across the board. And then I also think this is a tough business. I also do think that you need to make sure you have people that are in it for the right reasons, that really understand that they're not selling anything, that's not what they're coming into this business to do, that they are financially securing people, giving peace of mind. And then I think the most successful people are the ones that actually believe in what they're doing. So it's not about selling product.
It's also one factor, and I need both of your opinion. It's how many recruits you do in a period.
Yeah.
I know from my business, when I have a new employee, it's a very challenging period. Let's say the first 2 months to go through the company and educate them.
Yeah.
So is there any best practice? How many new recruits a unit manager must have every 3 months?
Yeah.
So you cannot start, for example, 10 new recruits at the same time. It's impossible to give them the attention that you need.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, again, what the system and the process is in place. We have organizations that are recruiting 40 people a month and have a 60% retention rate, but that's because they have an onboarding process in place. They have a mentorship program in place. They can paint a career path, and people get to choose different niches in the systems. What are you comfortable with? What products resonate the most with you? We're seeing a lot of movements now for these new recruits to be in a teaming environment. So they're not out just soloed by themselves. They are part of a team, right? Where they have support and can learn things at different paces. So I think back in the day, we'd be like, okay, you need to talk to 40 people a month. You'll get to meet with 10 of them and you'll recruit one of them. I don't think that holds true anymore.
Yeah.
I think we have seen proof from organizations that have been very successful that they are taking a really, really intentional look at what system they have in place when they hire that person, and what does that support look like. And again, to your point, depends on how big they are, how much money they have, how much they can spend on different things, and how much time they have. And then we have leaders that want to really be involved. So some take care. Some do say I only want one a month or two a month.
Okay. In Cyprus, of course, we have smaller teams.
Of course. Yeah. You're not having an agency with 6,000 agents.
Yeah.
But it still holds true. What systems are in place that help support their success. And I don't just mean having a sales force. I mean, is there a mentor? Is there a team environment? What's the culture like? how are you paying them? All those kinds of things, I think, really all make recruiting successful.
To add on what Bonish is saying, really we came up with the BLIS Global because it will be playing a big role solving this issue about recruitment. Why? Because we are going to talk to the consumer about the collaboration, the financial planning, building the financial security, helping the people, talking about the mission. We will start educating the people about the importance of what this profession they can do for them and for the market. So I think when you are talking to the consumer and showing them and the new generation, why, let's say, life insurance, why financial planning, what this profession can do for the market, we will be seeing more people looking, why not me to be playing this role? So we will see more people, they are coming to the insurance company or the financial institution to say, I want to be in this. And we will be working also closely with the universities, with the big association, with the regulation and the association in every country. And you will see it tomorrow also in the roadshow to tell them, guys, we need really to start talking to new generation why they should enter this profession and what's the mission behind it. We need to inspire this new generation that this is a profession. Like they are inspired, I want to be a lawyer. Like they are inspired, I want to be a doctor. Now like they are inspired, I want to be a TikToker or I want to be a blogger. So we need to inspire them really what's the mission behind the financial planning and the life insurance.
Within the 10 professions that you mentioned about BLIS Global, do you include the HR professionals?
100%.
Because I think it's very important, because there are some fundamentals in recruiting that HR people knows, and it's impossible for a new person that is promoted to agency manager to know this. So it's very important to have some training sessions, maybe coaching with people that is their work to recruit people in many companies, not just in the insurance industry, because maybe sometimes we think that insurance is something different, but because it's the occupation of insurance agent, because of the commissions and all of this, but some fundamentals rules about recruitment, about people, how you will identify the correct people that match your team, your culture. Maybe it's a gap for some. If you look
into the profession that we choose and the communication and the activity that we are going to do with the support of all the association and one of them, GAMA Global, and all the best practices, we are bringing under one platform the 100, till now we signed agreement with 100 experts and best practices from all around the world, because we need to show the people really what's a real mean of financial planning and what financial planning can serve any society. And we are going also to talk to the university, HR, consultancy firm, fintech. We're focusing on the AI and fintech to play a big role to really spread the words about financial planning.
Yeah. It's always amazed me about our business. I say, if I knew about this coming out of high school, I would have started when I was 18.
Exactly.
I mean, it's amazing to me. And when you look at the next generation that we're recruiting, what do we know about them, right? We know they all want to be entrepreneurs, right? Yeah. We know that they want to have purposeful work, and we know they want to make a lot of money, right? I mean, we know this. So if you think about our business, we always say it's the 3 I's. Like, we are the only profession that provides independence, right? You can set up your business how you want, work as much as you want. We know we impact lives, like our lives, as well as the people that we work with every day. And we know we have unlimited income.
Exactly.
Right. And so if you want to work hard, you can have a great life.
Exactly.
This business has afforded a lot of people great lives. So it's always interesting to me that we have a recruitment problem in this business. You know, it's always been aligned. And now with the entrepreneurial spirit we're seeing in a lot of these younger folks and their desire for impact, we are perfect. We are poised perfectly. We just need to do a better job at explaining the brand, the reputation, what we do, how it impacts. We just need to speak more about the power of the business.
And I will add that we need to speak also about the difficulties and about the challenges of the occupation.
100%.
For sure.
And
We need to be honest.
And the tough times that
Exactly.
they will have, that they will hear a lot of no's,
Yes.
that they will have rejection. They will need to study all the time.
Yes.
Because sometimes I notice that maybe the expectation of the people that came in the occupation,
Yes.
it's not 360 view.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe in the sense of to make recruitments and get our targets from our company or our personal targets.
Yeah.
We want to make the occupation polished and show only the light.
It's interesting. I get to work with a lot of universities in my role, and I am so thrilled to see the young people that are in university. They are coming into the business, and their attitude and the way the words they use. This is what they say. They say, "I love that I'm making people financially healthy."
Exactly.
They talk about financial wellness, like the words they choose to use,
Exactly.
and the way they view the business as a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old, versus how people view the business as, a 50-year-old. It's just they just look at it differently, and that's exciting to me to hear them connect someone being healthy with how they feel about their financial status. And I think those conversations, that energy will start to change and transform how people feel about coming into the business. And then, hey, if you're really good at it, you'll deliver your first death claim benefit. It will change your life. And oh, by the way, if you keep going with this and you take care of people really well, you can have a great life as well. And so, but to your point, that 360 view isn't always as obvious as people want. And I joke with all of my friends' children. I don't have any children myself, but if I did, they'd be in the business. I say, just you need some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for a little while. Trust me, and then your life will be so fulfilled in so many ways if you just stick with it. It's hard, it's tough, but I think we need to be honest about what the business is when we're recruiting people into it.
But show me any profession that it's easy to work in it.
Right. Fair.
Lawyer, auditor, doctors, engineers,
YouTubers.
But even they need a lot, and they need some work.
So work.
Especially when we are talking about profession, really we are talking about a profession. This is number one, and we need to inspire.
Right.
This is the new generation. And as you were saying, Bonnie, about if you heard about financial planning when you were in university, you will enter directly. That's why one of the things that we did in BLIS and our event, and it really make impact. We start asking university to send volunteers they are studying now in the university to work with us during the event as volunteers. And to be honest, till now we make the statistics. 45% of the people who came and work with us as volunteer, and because they watch the top speakers and advisors from all around the world, they
want to be in the business.
They already start in the business. They join the business.
And also I believe it's a business and an occupation that fits perfectly with Gen Z that we talk a lot.
It does.
The last years.
Yeah, it does. And people will often say industry, business. Like, it's a profession. Let's be clear. Like, we are professionals. It is a profession. It is a career for us, for all of us that are engaged in it. And I think we need to behave as such.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk a little about AI before we close our discussion.
Hot topic.
How you see that will transform the the work of the insurance agent and of the managers.
Yeah. So I was telling the team earlier, I had the privilege to, fintech, particularly in the United States, is exploding. I mean, the amount of technology, AI that they're using to do follow-ups to make sure the agent stays connected with life events for the client. I just think it will accelerate the efficiency. One of the groups that we were working with has an app and a system in place that saves on average 10 to 12 hours of just administrative work, sending an email, doing a follow-up, reminding agents of certain obligations that they'll have, prompting clients regularly to do different things they need to do in there and to just get a case, right, to get a policy written or a close. So I think from an administrative standpoint, the AI perspective for the agent and the advisor will be critical just for the scalability of the business. From a leadership perspective, I had the privilege to sit in something that's being developed over in Asia. And it was you're on a Zoom call and you are interviewing someone to come into the business. And based upon their answers, it's almost like a chat GPT. It's prompting, ask them this question. Okay. Now ask them this question. And what's happening on the other side of the screen is it is giving you a percentage at which they would be a great fit for the company. So you're able to say, I want this person, or I want the culture, the selection process of my agency. I want someone to exemplify these things. So at the end of the interview, basically it will tell you this person is a 60% match, a 20% match, a 0% match, and it just saves time, right? And then they're looking at it working in reverse also, right? And so they'll be able to recruits interested in the business will be able to say, let me ask AI a couple questions about this agency, this firm, this kind of just to see if it saves time. And then from a company perspective, we have a company that's beta testing this now. And they have a profile of all of their different agencies, right? Because agency one may not look like agency two. They may be under the same flag, but they are not the same agency. And so when someone interviews, they basically say, oh, you match with this company and you match. So they're keeping the recruit in the family. They just may be going to a different agency or a different. So I think from that perspective, it's going to make recruitment for us. I'm really looking forward to seeing, it's very exciting what's going on out there. And that's when I talked earlier about, I don't think it's going to take over. I don't think AI is going to be selling anybody a product. Do I think it's going to help be a tool and a resource to expedite our business? 100%.
And I believe that in this era of AI and so much technology, people will seek the human interaction. And, yes. And I think Naji will confirm. It's like in the COVID when this all passed, we all wanted to go to events, to conferences, exactly. Much more than in the past.
Exactly.
Maybe before COVID, people, conference again. After COVID, they want
the physical attendee.
Yeah.
So, AI experts in BLIS.
100%.
We were just talking, InsurTech, FinTech, it's coming.
Exactly.
We're adding it to the family, right?
Exactly. We cannot live without it, and we need it, and it helps us a lot. But we need to make sure how to use it, and this is where we're gonna focus on in all our activities through BLIS Global and all the activity that we're doing.
Mm-hmm. I think we covered a lot of
We've covered it all.
Topics. I don't know if we covered all. I think we discussed very interesting parts of the job of the insurance professionals and especially the leaders. Hope that if there is anything about GAMA or BLIS that you want to add, feel free before we close.
Yeah, for me, first of all, sure, tomorrow we have the BLIS Cyprus roadshow on the 18th, so I tell...
the episode will go live after the event.
Exactly, 100%. So
let's...
But anyway, we came to Cyprus because we can see Cyprus can play a big role in the region. And I want, if we didn't for all the attendees, if we can take also something very important from this podcast, that what Bonnie Godsman, she said that she wants to put an eye on Cyprus and she wants to focus on this region. And this is something big achievement for Cyprus, for the insurance companies, for insurance leaders to benefit from the big association like GAMA Global and the history that they have, the best practices, and how they can help them to grow in a very healthy and build a very healthy environment. And thank you, Bonnie, for being here. And thank you, Panayotis, for the interview.
My pleasure. And because the event that will take place tomorrow, as I said, the episode will go live after that event. Tell us a bit more about the event that you are planning for May.
Exactly.
The BLIS experience in Cyprus again.
So every year we do the big event that it caters everybody. And next year, 2026, we decided to make the event in Cyprus, 3, 4, 5 May. So to all the insurance agent, management, all the other profession, make sure to book your place for 3, 4, 5 May 2026 in Limassol in Cyprus. As we can say, Cyprus will make and play a big role in the region. So meet us in BLIS Global
and will be the first BLIS experience after the transformation of BLIS that we talked earlier, right?
It will be the first BLIS experience global and BLIS Global experience and in Cyprus.
Yeah. Bonnie, anything to add about GAMA, about the plans, your goals for the future before closing?
Yeah, no, I like I said, we've been waiting to have the resources and the attention really to turn it over here to Europe. And so, as I said, we kind of looked across the board, and I think the opportunity is what we're seeing, the growth in Cyprus, the market that's here, just kind of how I think the insurance companies have handled a lot of the changes. I know banking is coming into the mix here as well, which is something we're seeing emerging in a lot of places. I just think it's an exciting place. It's a manageable market, I would say. Definitely a great gateway for us. So I'm looking forward to bringing GAMA here full time to Cyprus and going beyond. So just thanks so much for having us. It's been a great opportunity.
It was my pleasure. Consider us in your side, anything you need
of course.
About communication of your activities through our media, through our site, through our channel. Before we're closing, I want to give you a small present from our show.
Wow. Thank you so much.
It's for your wall. I hope you had some place in the suitcase to
bring
it with you. It's a quote of Winston Churchill about insurance that I like very much. And
love it.
I give it to anyone passed from this show this year.
Wow, thank you.
This is amazing. Yeah,
thank you. This is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
So I think this is a closure. Thank you very much for your presence here. I enjoyed our discussion. And it's always interesting to see perspective outside of your country, outside of your local market. Yeah. And this is something that BLIS do it very well the last years to bring people from different countries, different regions, and make a mix that it's beneficial for everyone. Thank you again.
Thank you, Panayotis. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone that will that watch this show, and we will be with you again in 2 weeks with another one episode of Insurance Talks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.